Broncos pass rusher Nik Bonitto is going to get the sack on this play. The Broncos are going to come out and play cover one with a safety blitz. You get man alignment all the way across the board here. Denver and nickel personnel because they got Jaquan in the slot right here. So initially, man alignment, right? Cover one, which means that we have a single high safety. He's playing that deep middle. He's going to help out over the top. Everybody else is man aligned right here. The Broncos initially got Nik Bonitto, Zach Allen, JFM, Jonathon Cooper. Now, Riley's playing man-to-man against Keenan Allen up here at the top of your screen. Brandon Jones is initially man-aligned against the fullback right here, but he's going to have a green call because the fullback is going to motion up underneath the formation to try to kick out Nik Bonitto. So motion away, you've got a go call here, and he's going to obviously blitz. Justin Sternad's lined up man alignment against the tailback in the backfield, and because of the motion underneath by the fullback, Alex Singleton will have to play that as man-to-man responsibility in a passing situation. So cover one, safety blitz with a nickel personnel look right here. You're going to get the motion and the kick out, and then the route concepts. Number two is going to climb across. Keenan Allen's going to run the out route, and then Quentin Johnson is just going to come across as well while Talanoa kind of pursues there. Because the fullback is kicking out and trying to block against Bonitto, Alex Singleton kind of plays spy underneath right here. The running back stays in a pass pro, so same thing with Sternad. These guys can kind of help out and kind of be spy in the event that Herbert were to take it and escape this dirty pocket. Bonitto's going to knock him off his pedestal right there. 5 sacks. You would have told me that Denver's defense would sack Justin Herbert 5 times and they'd lose. I tell you, you're crazy. Just good pressure right there. Good coverage. Good job getting home by Bonitto against Alt. And let's take a look at how he attacks this as well, right? You get the motion. Ideally, you know, they say, okay, we know that this pass rusher likes to get upfield. Ideally, you get here. You could seal him or kick him out, whatever you want, and then Herbert might have time to fire across the middle of the field. Bonitto just beats the block for the big-time play right there. Big-time play by Nik Bonitto. The Broncos defense leads the NFL in sacks through 3 weeks of play. This is Nik Bonitto's second sack of the game. He's right here. He's going to beat Joe Alt. Broncos playing cover one here once again with Talanoa Hufanga robbing inside here. Obviously, PS2 against number 1, Jaquan against number 2, Justin Sternad lined up against the fullback in coverage, and Alex Singleton with a man alignment right here on Marion Hampton in the backfield while Riley Moss has coverage on number 1. Brandon Jones will drop, obviously, cover the middle of the field, stay over the top here. I found this to be a little bit interesting because it seems like there was a confusion or something, but basically, as I mentioned, Jaquan against number 2, Alex Singleton's man aligned here. Singleton blitzes on this play, and then there's the leak out from the running back. So it looks like Hufanga and J-Mac, they play the same guy right here. You'll see it on this play as it's developing. Let's keep an eye on it. In breaking, right, you get 2 guys who are going right there. And obviously Hufanga can help out inside of this route too, so maybe his eyes are there. Sternad is here in the event that that tight end or that fullback were to come out, but no one accounts for the running back. Singleton blitzes, but then it's almost like he notices and then pirouettes to get backside right here to try to get there. But it doesn't matter. Nik Bonitto is going to get home and dominate Joe Alt on this play. And if you look closely, this guard right here gets away with a false start. I'm going to slow it down for you so you can watch it. But take a look. Watch. Yep, he gets away with it. They didn't call it. Didn't matter in this situation, but the Broncos could have got burnt bad on this play with O'Marion Hampton down there in the flats, getting out there, getting a free release. Let's take a look at it here from this angle and how the Broncos are playing it. You know, I think he's reading guard keys right here, and now it's eyes, unless he's got a green call. But in the event that both of these guys go there, maybe there's a pass-off where Hufanga steps down and takes Allen, and maybe J-Mac has to get the tailback, but doesn't make sense unless Singleton's job here on this play is to blitz. That's the thing. We're just reading the film. We're not making any assumptions on what their actual call or responsibility was, but it seems like there was an attempt for him to get back out there. Nik Bonitto making a big-time play here for Denver's defense. This is Jonathon Cooper's sack right here. Cooper is off the top of our screen right here, coming off the offensive right side. Broncos playing cover one out of the dime personnel, dime being 6 defensive backs. And on this play here specifically, I felt like they could have called Keenan Allen for an offensive pass interference on this. Let's watch him. He's right here. The way he runs his route, right, he's releasing a field, but he puts hands on Riley Moss right now. And obviously, as you have his release right here, you get this outside release. He's going to cut it back inside. He's running what I believe is to be an illegal pick route because he's pushing Riley out of the way to free up Ladd McConkey underneath while you get Q kind of coming backside here. Now I want you to peek right here. Brandon Jones on this is just helping out inside against number 3. So he's going to climb over the top while Pat Surtain is on the hip. And then you have Hufanga who's playing right here as well. So they're really trying to take away the explosive. He was their explosive guy so far through 2 weeks. And obviously in 3 weeks he had explosive plays. But this was an illegal pick route in my opinion. Luckily, Jonathon Cooper gets home on Justin Herbert. Watch it. Just watch for yourself down here and tell me what you think. Reply in the comments below if you think that's an illegal pick. Yes, that is. Should have been called. They didn't call it, yet they called Denver for everything as well, which was a little interesting. 10 penalties compared to 3. That's not why they lost, but important to point out some of those discrepancies. Alex Singleton playing man aligned does a good job rerouting the running back right here. Good job getting hands on. And Jonathon Cooper comes in and cleans up the rest right there after the poor chip attempt by the tight end. Good job by Denver's defense. Riley Moss on this play is going to get called for pass interference and coverage against Quentin Johnston, who kind of turns this into an out-and-up play here. I'll show you what happens here, but let's go. Basically, on this side of the field, it looks like the Broncos are playing zone defense. It looks like over here they could be matching it. It just depends on what you get, right? So you're going to get motion from McConkey, and at the snap, he's just going to come back inside right here. Quentin Johnston's going to be working all the way across the field, and he's going to turn it into kind of like an over and up just because the play extends a little bit. Fullback right here is going to chip and then run out here right where he's going to be picked up by Justin Sternad. And then you obviously have Keenan Allen running a sit route right here where Pat Surtain's going to climb and stop because you have these routes that kind of marry with one another, and you just match it at this point. So you're going to see that right here. What's going to happen is Riley, he's getting the in call, as you can see at the snap. Let's watch. Here's motion. Okay, now you can tell by their alignment, and you can tell once the ball snapped that they're playing zone coverage. Got a safety over the top here. You got a safety right here playing the middle. Surtain's eyes automatically look at an in route to see, hey, is there anything coming across? His eyes are going to shift to Keenan Allen right here. Now, obviously, Sternad is going to match up right here against the fullback. He's going to stay on him. And then Alex Singleton right here is going to obviously cover Ladd McConkey on the crosser. Surtain sits on the route from Keenan Allen, and then Johnson's coming underneath right here where you have the nickel defender playing this curl to flat. Riley comes up on it and then does a good job right here pivoting, knows that, hey, he might turn this into an out and up. Maybe you want him in trail tech just a little bit. Instead, he's outside. Now he gets hands on. You want your safety at this point to try to climb over the top. But Riley now, I don't feel like this was pass interference. I felt like Riley was in a pretty good position right here. They flag him for PI. He's got his hand on the back part of that right there. He's going up to try to make a play on the football. Johnson makes an incredible body adjustment right there, and he's going to catch it. Not a lot of separation there on that play there. I don't agree with the call that it was a pass interference. I'd say the one thing, too, Broncos country keeps turning on Riley Moss. He's been targeted 27 times. He's got 13 catches against him on 27 target attempts. That's 48.1% completion percentage there. And you look at it, there's not a lot of degree of separation by Johnson. He's not playing him man-to-man. This is just a great play against zone. And as you can tell, let's take a look at it here from this angle. Herbert's going to toss it. I feel like Riley is allowed to have this hand on the hip right there, and he's going to try to go up to go make a play on the football, and it's just perfectly placed right over the top, and Johnson makes a hell of a catch. I think that's a terrible call by the official in terms of that being pass interference. Of course, they called that. They declined it because obviously Johnson caught it. That's just a terrific catch. Not bad coverage by Riley Moss there. I think people need to understand the nuances of the cornerback position. This is the Chargers' touchdown late in the game that's going to allow them to tie the game. Keenan Allen going to be the beneficiary of this. The Broncos, they're playing man-to-man coverage right here, but they're going to have Keenan Allen initially in the backfield. Jaquan is pointing out hot number 13. He's the red alert guy. He's in the backfield. They could do something with him, so they motion him out here to these condensed formations. So now you have Trey right here, right? You've got 2 receivers and a tight end. You got a Trey to the right. And then you've got 1 receiver right here. So Surtain is going to play him as man, essentially. And Brandon Jones is going to play man alignment on the running back. Sternad is also keeping an eye on the running back. But on this play in particular, because LA, they love to run routes where, for example, you're going to get a little bit of a bump off right here by Ladd McConkey against Alex Singleton. I felt like it should have been offensive pass interference. It is what it is. They didn't call it. But they combo this right here inside out because of the splits. So Riley is going to take whatever comes outside, which ends up being Keenan Allen. You're going to get that bump right there. The tight end is going to fall down and kind of chip release. Singleton's going to play man coverage on the tight end. But look at where Riley's alignment is right here, okay? Because this initial route from Keenan Allen, it's coming upfield, and it's initially to be designed to be an in-breaking route. So keep an eye on Riley's alignment, okay? He's outside leverage. He's playing off-ball coverage, outside leverage, and you're asking me, why is he doing that? Because you have safety help on the inside. That is the most important thing here. So the ideal thing here is to be outside leverage because at times, too, in the NFL, they run the outs. That's one of Keenan Allen's specialties, is that bend out. So now he's in a position to play the out if it's there. You see that he's opening up. He's allowed to do that. He's opening up. He's outside leverage still because you got the safety right here. You got Hufanga. As you can see, the chip from Ladd McConkey. It's going to allow Alex Singleton to get in on number 86. Pat Surtain is passing off. Johnson, who's going to sit right here. Sternad's going to sink to his hip while Jones goes out and covers the tight end. And Surtain can kind of play here because if Allen comes across, he could essentially bail and help out. But you have your safety right here for this instance. I feel like Hufanga on this, right? He sees it. Now he bites up a little bit. It turns into scramble drill. Here comes Herbert. And obviously we know Nik Bonitto almost made this play. But you see scramble drill. He goes right there. I mean, he's playing in trail tech because he can play in this position right here. So now it turns into scramble drill. Riley recovers. Riley gets into the hip pocket here. He climbs. He recovers. Does a good job right here. He's in phase. Now the issue is it's just a great play. Can't get mad at Riley. There is no degree of separation here. If I could zoom in and show you, you would see it. There's no degree of separation. Allen catches a perfect pass from Herbert in one of the craziest situations that I have seen. Can't be mad at Riley Moss on this play. I think the one critique we could say about Riley, you want him to try to finish a little bit stronger at the end of plays, but he's playing in this position because he's got safety help over the top and inside. So he's allowed to play in trail technique right there. And obviously if Allen keeps going, if this doesn't turn into scramble drill, Surtain is going to help out while you get man coverage here, and you're going to get, obviously, Sternad on the linebacker, on Quentin Johnston, J-Mac on Ladd, and then your linebacker on the tight end right here. It's just one of those situations where the perfect storm, and Herbert makes an incredible play here, just a spot touch. Riley's in great position, and Allen makes just a hell of a play on this. Once again, I think a lot of people see the end result and they get mad at Riley Moss for that. You want him to finish strong on those plays, but he's in good coverage. He's in tight coverage right there. There's not a lot of separation being had there. I feel like Twitter has made people dumb in terms of what they see and how they react. Like, you have this access. You have NFL Pro up here via NFL Premium Plus. Go get that so you can learn more about the game versus rattling off all the stupid hot takes we see on Twitter. Riley's going to bounce back. He's just fine. He's having a tremendous year opposite of Pat, seeing a lot of targets. He's going to be just okay.